And that is a training that is martial arts based holistic training that was created for women by women and specifically designed to avoid, de-escalate, survive, and heal from assault. I'm also a full-time traveler who travels around the world as a nomad, mostly solo. So I take what I learned as an empowerment self-defense coach and then apply it to situations that I encounter out on the road as I'm traveling around. So today I want to talk about what I do when I want to handle a pervert or when I see a pervert. And this came up because last week I took bystander training, and it's from a great organization based in the UK called the Susie Lampa Trust, I believe. And anyway, they do bystander training, and it's 30 minutes. It's free. I highly recommend people take it. I'll go ahead and put the link in the comments below. And basically, it's just what you do as a bystander if you see somebody being harassed or somebody having or enduring a harmful situation, right? So it could be harassment, verbal or physical harassment. It could be assault, and what you can do as a bystander. And so I started thinking about, when have I actually seen this happen? And at least 4 times. 3 times in the United States, twice in San Francisco, and once in New York, and then once in Italy. So I thought I would talk about what I did when I saw a pervert in Italy, and I was traveling. So hey, Esther, hey, Alma, thank you so much for joining. It's always great for people to see you come on live with me. So that's great. So I was in Italy traveling with my mom maybe 10 years ago now. I don't know, it was a while ago. And we were riding a bus because I always love to take local transportation. And I saw a man who was rubbing up against a young girl. So probably in her late teens, early 20s. So young woman. Not a girl, a young woman, and he was rubbing his genitals against her, and I could see her trying to move away, and he was following her. And I, tell my mom, I was like, "Hey, do you see that? Is that what I think it is?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so I immediately went over and I started poking him, and I kind of lost it. I have to say, I kind of lost it. And I started poking him, and I think I was poking him in the shoulder. I was like, "You pervert, I see what you're doing. Like, you're a pervert. I see what you're doing." Like, and I kind of, like I said, I kind of lost it on him. Now I don't recommend you do that, right? Like that wasn't a good thing to do. And in my training, my bystander training last week, there are 5 ways that we can actually react and to help the situation and help particularly the victim or the woman, most likely in the situation. And one of the ways is direct action, which is what I did. And actually, in the 3 other incidents, I always take direct action. So I think that's just my personality. But I think there's a couple other things I could have done that would have been better. So one would be certainly to center the woman or the victim in this case. So I was fully focused on the perpetrator and calling him out and shaming him and getting him to stop, which I did get him to stop. But it was a little bit at the expense of the woman because she was highly, highly embarrassed. As I said, she was a young woman. She was with her friends, and then her friends then knew what happened, and she was really embarrassed. And so I felt terrible then because I did stop the situation, but I didn't do it in a way that was thoughtful and, again, centering the victim, which I wish I would have done differently. Hey, Ming, thanks for joining. Also, because I sort of got in the guy's space and started calling him names, and started poking him, which of course you should never touch somebody. Absolutely, you shouldn't. That was wrong. I should never touch anybody without permission. But I was poking him and calling him names. It could have escalated. Like, it didn't. He just kind of got off the bus at the next stop and left. But it could have escalated, and so I could have made the situation worse. So there's a thing that I did in terms of direct action and calling the guy out in a really aggressive way. And why that was wrong, because I was not protecting the victim or centering the victim, and I could have escalated the situation for both her and for me as well. And so that was not a good thing. I have to say, though, I was pretty disappointed. Like, nobody else on the bus came to sort of my defense or the girls' defense as well, the women's defense as well. Like, they all just kind of stayed silent, which made me even more incensed. So, in bystander training, they kind of talk about the 5 ways that we can react to de-escalate a situation or to stop a harmful situation that we see. And the 5 Ds are direct, which I did, which you can do, but you should watch bystander training. I don't recommend doing it because there's other ways that are more effective. There's also distract. So you could cause a distraction. Now, this is what I wish I would have done. I would have just gone up to the woman and like asked her what the time is, or asked for directions, or kind of redirect, right? And so I could have gone in between them or put my bag in between them so I could stop the physical assault happening. And then, make sure that she was okay, and distract and stop the situation in that sense. I think that would have been a much smarter avenue for me. You could also delegate. You could go to the bus driver. As I said, like there were actually two priests. I was in Italy and Rome, and so there were two priests sitting in there, and I kind of thought they might come to the defense. I could have, I guess, called on them and delegated to the priest to come and help in this highly immoral, terrible situation going on. But that didn't happen. I could also document and just record. So if I don't want to get involved, I could have recorded and given her the evidence in case she wanted to press charges afterwards. So that's also an option. And the last one is delay. If again, I didn't want to for whatever reason, I didn't want to get involved directly, I could go up to her afterwards and just say, hey, I saw what happened. That was not okay. And that's actually incredibly powerful for a victim to be validated like that. Like because you're standing there, you're like, is that really happening? Is this, what's going on? To have somebody say that did happen. I saw that, and that is not right. Are you okay? What can I do to help you? So those are sort of the 5 Ds, right? Direct, distract, delegate, document, and delay. I'm a direct person, so I'm going to work on my directness and hopefully I'm going to switch to distraction if it happens again. But that's just kind of one incident that I saw that happened, as I said, again, in the busing realm. And so I hope that's helpful for you. These are just short little 5-minute tips. Of course, I want to provide you with any insights and any of the training that I can, because I want to make sure that you're safe and healthy and whole as you go out and travel around the world. I will see you not next Tuesday, because I'm going on an expedition to Greenland for a couple weeks. So super excited. But I'll be back mid-September with another Travel Safety Tuesday. So until then, travel safe.